I did not see this. See, that's why I need to watch it again. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Fandomly Speaking,
where each week we speak randomly about fandoms. I'm Liza.
And I'm Melissa. And this week, we're going to get so random about our new fandom, like a new favorite for us, Widow's Bay.
I am so excited, guys. Go watch Widow's Bay and then come back. There will be spoilers for every single episode in the whole first season, but we really want you to watch it, so please go check it out and come back.
And you know how hard
at least go watch the first episode, right?
Yes,
like we
you just have to watch one episode. That's it. That was our commit. We're just going to watch one episode. You know, that was this week's episode that just came out.
That's right.
One episode of 4 shows. We're going to keep watching or not. We found 2 that were like, I want to keep watching that.
That's right.
So our other warning is that we are 2 Gen X autistic women, and it's just going to go all over the place. And just roll with it, baby. Just roll with
Probably
us.
Especially today. Oh, we're both going to get very excited about this.
Oh, yeah, there'll be a lot of bouncing and stimming. So. Get excited.
I'm really excited today.
But before we get so excited, what'd you do this week in geeking, Liza?
I read a duology, 2 books called what was it called? The Wizard's Butler and the Wizard's Cat. And I read it because they suggested the Widow's Cat for me on Audible, and I'm like, I want to read a book called the Wizard's Cat. Okay. It was a 2-part, so the Wizard's Butler, and it was so cute. You know, it was a cozy fantasy, but usually cozy fantasies are either written by women or they're about women, or
was this like the Kitchen Witch or the House Witch?
It's not really. It's modern day. Okay. And he is a Army veteran with severe PTSD.
Okay, so not at all like that. No.
Not at all like that. And he gets hired to take care of this old man, but the old man ends up being a wizard in this old mansion, and his family's trying to get him committed to take advantage of his money. Yeah. I was like, this is so different than I expected, and it's so cute. And then the Wizard's Cat is it's really just one long story. And they were very cute, and I was like, I'm in, cozy fantasy land right now. Let me read another TJ Klune, and I'm reading We Burn So Bright, and that is not cozy fantasy at all. It is really heavy, like really, it's about the world finds out that we're going to be sucked into a black hole in 3 weeks, and what would humanity do if that happened? And I'm like, oh my god. Okay. This is way heavier than I thought it was going to be for a cute TJ Klune book. So and then I watched a lot of Widow's Bay. Yeah. A lot of Widow's Bay.
This week. Yes, definitely. That is a good week. Yeah. I didn't put that on my list of what I did this week. I didn't put Widow's Bay.
Well, I watched What We Do in the Shadows too. Some more of that, and oh my god, it's so cute.
This week. I had an amazing thing. I finished Dungeon Crawler Carl. So I got through the 8th book in like 3 days.
You did. Yeah.
That's what I did last weekend.
And it is shorter than some of the others have been. It's definitely shorter than the 7th one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And we, so that means, we will also, just let you know, we'll be on vacation next Friday, because I will be at Sweet. So but when we come back, we are going to finally do our Dungeon Crawler Carl episode, because I finally finished it. Yay. So I'm very excited about that. So that was just amazing. And what I chose to do after that reminds me of the 4th Wing, but with a much bigger commitment. I immediately just went back and started book 1 again. And I missed, like, now things, like, I'm like, I didn't even realize. And so I did that. So I'm doing that. I finished watching Nashville yesterday.
Yes.
I watched that last season again, I'm always good for doing that. And started Gossip Girl. We're in season 2 of
For
Gossip
the summer.
Girl. Yeah. It's, I love, it's my summer, it's one of my summer loves.
Seasonal.
And what else? I thought I did something else.
That's a lot, though. You watched Widow's Bay.
Yeah. Oh, duh. See, I didn't write it down. And I watched Widow's Bay. And I think...
You did.
So I watched one episode for last week's episode, but then I think I watched it starting Sunday. And I did the whole season.
I think that's right.
I'm so excited.
Me 2. So we did talk about the first episode last week.
Yeah.
But it sucked us both in. I'm going to say some of the best TV I've watched in years. Like years. And there are 2 episodes in this show that I think may be some of the best TV I've ever watched in my life. I mean...
Ooh, I can't wait to hear about that.
Genuinely, some of the best TV I've ever watched. So,
I agree with you. I think I get Lost vibes in the sense that it's so well made, and that's what I texted you though.
So and by
good.
the end of it, and not knowing what's going on in this little insular place, it's not the plot of Lost in any way, but it is very much Lost, where you're like, what is going on and what are they introducing and is that important and what's happening? What do we need to know?
Yeah, and one of my favorite tropes in anything is, and it's a famous quote from Babylon 5. It's, no one here is quite what they seem. Right. And I mean, that's true about everybody, but I love a show where no one here is quite what they seem. Not one of them.
That's right. And we have only 10 episodes. It's not a long show, but there's so much packed into each one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super fun. And I actually wrote down that I sent you that Instagram where it talked about all the different movies that it's the different scenes are showing, and it's so many good like throwbacks to these movies. There's The Wicker Man, The Evil Dead, Carrie, 1408, a lot of Stephen King, The Shining, It, Pet Sematary, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Jaws. Did you get excited in the little Jaws
my God,
scene?
The minute I saw the scene on the boat, I was like, if they start singing, oh my God.
And the town hall, it's the exact scene for scene for the Jaws town hall. Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Night of the Living Dead, Jason, Freddy versus Jason, The Fog, The Mist, and Horror Hotel. And some people are finding even more. And there's like shots that are lined up. If you go and look at those old movies, these shots have been lined up to look exactly the same. It's more than an homage. It's really amazing. It is fascinating.
It's so intentional. Like, and that takes so much work. I mean, to frame as a director, I mean, I don't know anything about directing, but I listen to a lot of podcasts where directors talk about their process. And like like if you're the director of an episode, like you in your head, based on the screenplay, you're framing things, you're creating that visually in your head.
Right.
But in this case, there are so many scenes that are recreated. That is so much more work for everyone, the actors, the camera people, the director. It's
huge shout out to the editors of this show. I don't think anybody ever shouts out to the editors, and as someone who edits all week every week, I'm like, they're the ones doing the heavy lifting on this show, making it the ambiance and the way it looks and the color grading and everything that goes along with it. And giving you doing all that.
The pacing of the show is so interesting because it doesn't it's like I just feel like it's a seaside town. It's like riding waves. You know, and some of the waves are big. Some of them are just little swells. And then there's, for a moment you're becalmed and you're like, what is, and that's when you need to lock in those really down moments, like where it's like, you're just like, whoa, what's going on right now? What is this conversation they're having? What's going on?
I loved the pacing of this show, and I loved all of the characters in the show. Everyone is a character. That's the thing. It's full of character actors. And I didn't know until after I'd watched all 10 episodes that Matt, is it Matt Reese? Or is it Reese? Not
Reese,
Rice,
I think.
Right?
Yeah.
Matt Reese and Kate Flynn are not American actors. I thought from the way they delivered all these lines that they were American actors. And I'm like, oh, they're not at all. Matt's Welsh, and I guess Kate is from the UK. Where is she from? England?
I don't know. She's got an accent that is not.
She's British for sure.
Not New England. Not Martha's Vineyard.
So not Martha's Vineyard.
Everybody's a character, and I do love that it is a cast of character actors. And so it feels so relatable because, there's not a supermodel in there. And they're just, they're just real people who live on an island, who look like people who live on an island.
Other than, I would say, his son, who is the cutest teenage kid ever. That's the cutest teenager I've ever seen. But He's adorable.
Oh my God. Can we talk about Evan for a second? Because I know we're going to end up talking about each character. But it's so funny what a shit he is. And at the same time, you just like...
Totally lovable. He's very lovable.
He's even lovable when he does it right to his father's face. Yeah. When his father tells him, don't leave the house.
But you feel for this kid. He's stuck on this island. And by the end of it, you realize... It's only a population of a little over 200 people. I mean, there's barely anyone there, and he's stuck, and he's never left. Right, I wonder that. I mean, they don't think these things through, I think, when they make these shows. No. Or a restaurant. Those types of towns don't hold a restaurant. They can't support that kind of thing. But I agree. I just feel sorry for him. But they picked this little actor who looks exactly like the woman they chose for his mother, mixed with Tom Reese and his little curly hair. I'm like, oh my God, he looks exactly like them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I like Evan, and I think, huge spoiler.
There's spoilers for everything, so just tune out if you haven't watched this show.
I figured out, and I think I said this to you, and you were like, yeah, maybe not. So early on, when I think in the first episode, and I said that, his mom wasn't there, and I said, well, that's because, I said, my theory is she tried to leave the island.
You did say that. You did.
Because of that. So I thought and I was like, and she died in childbirth, which is then the story we find out that he has told to his son.
Right. Yes.
But what I think is amazing is everyone on that island would know that the story isn't true, and no one has ever told him.
Well, that's a lot of what I put in my notes about this, so we're going to get really far into it, depending on how linearly you do want to do this today.
I don't know that I can be linear.
Why the hell don't people know anything? There's so much lore, and they keep telling these creepy stories to Tom, so we as an audience are finding out piecemeal, bit by bit, what's going on. But like, by the last episode, or the next to last, I guess, and he's sitting in there watching those creepy Lost-style videos in the bunker when there's a hurricane outside or whatever it is. Yeah. And we see this video of this man talking about sacrifices. And this, what does it look like to you? 70s? It's like Lost style, like 60s at the earliest, 70s. Yeah, even.
Could have been early.
And nobody remembers that. Nobody knows it. Wick didn't know about that.
And who is that guy? Does he live on
Rosemary
the island
didn't know about that. Who are these people? Why doesn't anybody know that they were sacrificing out of your very small population?
I know.
I just don't understand.
You have to obviously suspend a lot of disbelief if you want to just love the story, because like I'm watching it, and I when they started talking about the sacrifices, I was like, what is this, Shirley Jackson's The Lottery? Like, how do you pick people? And then one of the Reddit theories that I saw was that they were asking a lot of questions about that bunker. Because that bunker, now it does have the radiation symbol on it, so it was supposedly built, in the 50s. But this island is a very small island with a population of like only a couple hundred people. There's a bunker down there with multiple rooms, including a medical facility. Why?
But we learn in the history episode that those tunnels have always been there. So those tunnels are minimum 300 years old. Yeah. All those tunnels were already there. Yeah. When what was her name?
Sarah.
Sarah Warren. She wandered around in those tunnels. They were under her house, right? She found them.
And then she came out at the wishing well at the one lady's house.
And that's where the priest came out, when the priest realized that, and I feel like he knew something, because he climbed up to the bell.
He knew to go check to see if the bell was still locked up.
Yeah, the bell was locked up, but people had been hearing the bell, and he was like, what do you mean been hearing the bell? Yeah. And he climbed up there, and it was locked up. And then he climbed out from that well. Remember?
Yes. Yeah. That was one of that was such a good creepy scene. I think so. This is a horror show. I would put it in the horror genre, but more in that, like you said when you described it last week, you're like, there's like one really scary thing per episode.
At least in those first episodes.
Yeah. But the majority of it is it's existential horror, it's creepy. It's creepy, it's vibes. But when he goes up to check, because people have been saying they've been hearing the bell, and he goes up to the bell tower, and you see this thing is wrapped in rusted chains and padlocked down. There's no way that bell is ringing, and you're just like, oh, okay.
that is one thing I think it's hard to explain to people who want to know what it's about. It's hilarious. It's a horror show, and it is scary, and it is freaky, and it's weird. And it's one of the funniest things I've ever watched. It's so funny. Every
baby,
episode,
dead baby,
so
lesbian,
funny.
dead baby.
But from the first scene in this town, his little office, like we said, character, there's the funniest people I've ever met in my life. Patricia is my favorite character I've maybe ever seen in a TV show. Rosemary, I've never seen Dale Dickey, I don't guess. If I have, I don't remember
I've seen her
the
in
shows
so
she's been
many
in.
things.
Have you really?
Yes,
Maybe it's just
she does. I mean, she's not a lead in things. This is probably. She's usually like a little maybe multiple episode, but not like
Well,
character.
I hope she gets her flowers from this because she's absolutely amazing. And then, oh God, what is
You had qualms?
The man in his office? Yeah, what is the man in his office? What is his name?
Oh, I forgot his name. Is his name Dale?
Dale. Yes.
Is it Dale?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's Dale. It's so funny. I mean, his little face. And half the time, Dale's just still been sitting there and nobody realized. Dale was sitting there.
And then when he's like, we're going to die!
And then Ruth. And this is what I loved about Ruth's character. From the very beginning, we are made to think this is a doddering old lady.
Yes.
She comes in, she's loopy, she's just like reading things forever and ever, and it takes forever to get to the point. She's old, and Tom's like,
and when she
oh my
can't
God,
read what
please
she writes,
get
she's
to the
like,
point.
Nope, that was it. She's like, no, there was no other message.
She goes home from work at like 11 in the morning.
Yeah.
She's like, I gotta go take a nap. I'm old. And then by the end, when Tom finds out she's the only living relative of the founder of the town, and he goes to kill this woman, and he gets there and she's like, I just ran 2 miles. And then she goes running up those steps, and he's like, it's like a shift in as an audience that we have to realize she's not a doddering old lady. She's very active. Her calendar is full. She's literally volunteering to help everyone on the island with everything.
The reason she goes home every day at 2:00 is to help some woman get back up her stairs. She gets her down her stairs in the morning, goes to work, and then at 2:00 she's got to go get her back up the stairs. Yeah, she's volunteers everywhere. Yes. When she shows him, so Ruth is the person that Evan has to go to when his dad's got to be away overnight or work overnight, because like where would he go? The island's so small. So Ruth has been like his babysitter daycare place, and this is the first time he's been to her house.
Yeah.
I don't get that. But then she shows him the room for his son, and Ruth has set up this is a bedroom for this kid. This is this kid's bedroom than the bedroom in the house he lives in with his father.
Yes. Right.
Very telling how different they are.
Right.
Yeah, she loves him. You see that bedroom and you say, this child feels loved and safe in this house.
Right. Yeah.
And then when she says, he sees the rope ladder in the window, and she said, that Evan, very safety conscious, he asked me to get him a rope ladder in case of fire.
He's so smart.
Oh my God, he just plays people so good. I love him.
Yeah.
But we love Ruth, and Ruth, it turns out, everybody made a pass at Ruth.
Everybody made a pass at Ruth. I mean, everyone, even the women made a pass at Ruth. Mm-hmm. But that she has one line in that episode where she's like, and this is Alfred, but he got bitten by an animal, and then he turned into that animal, and everybody's like, back up. What? Hold on. But see, from the beginning of the very first episode, we've been exposed to wolves. Tom pulls the wolf calendar off of his wall and goes, wolf, 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 car wreck.
What? Why is the car wreck in July?
Okay, wolf... Right? I don't know. There's wolves. There's, oh God, what else is there? There's like a thing about animal bites on the wall, and the human bites are treated the same way at the doctor's office. Animal bites and human bites are treated the same way.
Yeah.
And then she says that, I think we're going to get werewolves in season 2.
That would be interesting.
I'm convinced we're going to get werewolves in season 2. So.
Well, I mean, shapeshifters were, have a history in Native American mythology.
Right.
So, and I'm not just saying that because of Twilight, by the way. Not talking about the Quaaludes. Not talking about them. I'm just saying, like, that's a thing, okay?
Yeah.
Because animals and relationships with animals and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So it would make sense if there were werewolves.
Well, this
I don't
island
know.
is bonkers, so maybe.
Well,
but we are skipping all over the place. So
my
we were
God,
talking about the bells.
Yeah.
Right? And the bells, apparently, we learned from that little video that Dale is watching down in the basement. The bells mean that's how many sacrifices the monster in the island wants to eat.
Yes.
And in episode 2, we heard 9 bells.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then in that last episode,
we heard 8.
We heard 8 because they fed the guy who came down to get Evan and his girlfriend and PJ out from there. And I don't trust PJ, by the way. Okay. I don't trust that little shit as far as I can throw him. He locked them. He told Evan and Kelly to come down there. Is it Kelly?
Yes. Kelly?
He told Evan and Kelly to come down to the basement. He put her in that chair and locked her hands in there.
Oh.
Then when the man came to get them out to, like, you kids get out of here, he's the one who shut the door. And
Who's PJ's parent?
I don't know. And in that episode where they were sitting in the car smoking weed, all the kids, he's the one who sat them in front of the boogeyman's house all day and then dared Evan to go up to the door.
That's true.
I don't trust that kid.
Like he's trying to sacrifice people.
Yeah, I don't trust PJ.
No.
I'm just going to put it out there for season 2.
We're jumping all over the place so badly. So badly.
Fine.
So let's
That's the nature of our
beginning.
podcast, Melissa.
Right. Let's try to talk about Patricia in a little bit of a linear fashion because she's a big thread through the story that is very important to both of us.
Patricia's my favorite, so she's
love
introduced
Patricia.
at the beginning, and she's my favorite person.
And
ever.
So her story in the beginning. We find out that this boogeyman. So on an island of like no people, there was a serial killer.
Oh, there's been multiple serial killers, by the way.
I know. So the boogeyman, killed these girls, and they went to the high school, which again, with so few people, how is their high school? But anyway, and Patricia has always maintained that he came for her. Yes. But she got away. And then
got under the bed and he didn't find her,
She hid
right?
under the bed and he didn't find her. Yeah. So she's a final girl. But then, so we find that out in the beginning, and I'm like, oh my God, that's horrible. But then we find out which one is the very Patricia-centered episode where she goes
Beach
to the
read.
wine.
It's episode 4.
She goes to book club. We find out that the girls...
I think... That one is in Inaugural Swim, episode 3, because that's the one where Tom has gotten scratched by the hag, and so he doesn't come to Sunset Cocktails. And then the next episode is kind of retroactively filling in the bits we didn't see about Patricia.
Right,
so
like,
she goes in episode 3 to book club, and we see how shitty she's treated by these high school girls, women,
and we see that they do not believe her.
So in episode 3, the bitch from high school is having a wine party, which I don't know why Patricia even knew about it.
Yeah.
Somebody invited her, like Charlie Brown. She wasn't supposed to be, and she showed up because she wants friends, and she doesn't have... These girls were supposed to be her friends from high school. And I was like you, it broke my heart, because she thought at least this one person is going to talk to me. She's new here. And then she goes to the bathroom and finds out, oh no, she's just talking about me behind my back.
Oh,
she's
yeah,
like,
she hears them all talking
behind my back.
Yeah. And so the newcomer is told by these bitches that she's a liar. Okay, now I remember that's how it went. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then later on, the other episode where she goes over to the house, she goes to book club and she brings a taser with her.
Yeah, but that was only because they were the only people like up and opening the door at that hour. Right?
Yeah, that was hysterical. That's such a great episode.
So the next episode is Beach Read, where she gets that book. And let me just tell you, her having the bookmobile named the Paddy Wagon is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. That's absolutely hilarious to me.
It is really, really cute. And it didn't print out all of. That's why I'm lost. I only have up to episode 6 in my notes. So that's why I'm like, where is that?
That's all right.
Yeah. So tell us about the book. Yeah.
Well, she finds a book. I guess she gets donations for books, right?
I guess,
she finds a book, and it's like a little self-help book, and it's going to help her, I don't know, go be more outgoing, be a better you, be better yourself. And she keeps coming back to this book and wants to fill in all and the pages are weird from the start, are they not?
Yes.
I mean, they're like naked ladies and weird self-help book.
In the beginning, it looks like it looks like just a regular, like, old-timey 80s self-help book.
80s self-help book. Mm-hmm.
And she's trying so hard to make a friend at the wine party, but she also so desperately needs to tell her story. And nobody wants to hear Patricia's story, so that's heartbreaking. And so when she looks at the book, it's asking it says in the book, she's doing a quiz in the book. I care too much what other people think. And she wrote that down, and I was like,
yeah.
Yes.
My favorite thing, though, in that book, on that page, it said, what do you like about yourself? And it gives her one line. What don't you like about yourself? And it gives her a whole paragraph of lines. I'm like, oh, girl.
Okay. I know.
So she's carrying this self-help book around this whole episode, and it's going to help her throw a cocktail party, and they were going to throw a party for the tourism that Tom, wanted to have.
Sunset
so
cocktails,
Patricia's going to be in charge of sunset cocktails, and she's using this book to help her be the best hostess, and everyone's going to love her because she's going to put on such a great party.
Because the book tells you if you throw a great party, everybody will love you. Yes.
Right. And she's freaking out the whole episode trying to get people to come to this party.
And it tells her what she needs, that she has to have the perfect music. So she asks Dale, tells Dale he has to DJ, but then later on he's like, she's got 800 songs on this playlist. Like, what the hell?
He finds one with ads in them.
Yeah. Going way overboard. She's over there at the place where they're gonna have the party restaurant bar thing.
The salty whale.
Yes, and she's going over the menu, and the guy's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" But she's just so trying to make everything perfect, and she keeps looking at the book, and the book is telling her what to do, how important the food is, the music, get everybody dancing.
If we watch it again, and if you think about it, I want you to think about, she's carrying this damned book with her everywhere.
I know.
In public, around her people, I think they do notice. But it's Patricia, and nobody. This island is weird to begin with. Everybody's just like, all right.
Okay.
And here's my favorite part is she has Rosemary getting her all the ingredients. And Rosemary, if you remember, goes, I didn't know what half of those ingredients were, which is important.
Yes, true.
Because we see Patricia making the punch, and she's just chopping this fucking punch, just strawberries and fruit going in the punch, and the book's right there. It's like, make the punch, make the punch. And through this whole thing, we see the sheriff, which, let me say, I love the sheriff, by the way. I like Kip's character a lot. He sees her on the CCTV, which, why does this little sleepy town have CCTV? I don't know. She's looking at this book in the middle of town at the picnic tables through 3-4 in the morning, not moving, while the rest of the town is moving around her. She's just never leaving. He's like, what is going on?
I had to rewind that because I was like, what is the significance of this other than Patricia's reading a book at 3:45 a.m. sitting at a picnic table?
She's not left for hours and hours and hours and has sat there all day reading this book. So you already get the feeling something's a little weird.
Oh, yeah, I knew. And you could tell that because they keep showing you what the book says. And it's becoming less and less paragraphs and more just statements
directives.
Of what you have to do. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it starts, I don't know if you noticed this, it starts to get a little dirty.
Yes.
The book is getting a little dirtier as it goes, goes along. Well, she has the party. It actually, it's a little awkward, like Patricia at first.
Yes.
Yeah. Very
because her, people don't necessarily nobody knows why they're supposed to be at the party. The mean girls are being mean, but then she gets saved because the tourists did come to the island.
And the bachelorette party came.
And once they came, that party's lit.
Yeah, there's some people there, and Dale's playing some music, and it's fun. And the book's like, serve the punch, serve the punch, serve the
she
punch.
walks into the room with the punch, the punch bowl. And what I love about it is it's beautifully edited, like you said. She walks into and it's almost like her footsteps hit at exactly the same time. Let's Dance starts to play.
This is Carrie. This scene is Carrie.
But it's but it's like the way that the music starts. I rewound it because I was like, God,
it's fantastic.
I struggle to sync things in videos because I suck at it. So when it hits perfectly, like you can feel it.
It's hard.
Yeah.
That's why I say shout out to the editors. It is hard to do all of that. And and here's what I found out on Instagram that so many people didn't notice. Everyone starts having a great time.
Yes.
Everyone starts having a fantastic, they're like, oh, Patricia, you did have a good party. You know, you did it. And she's so happy. And she's dancing. And then it pans over to the mirror on the wall. And all these happy dancing faces are screaming. Everyone in the whole place is screaming.
I did not see this. See, that's why I need to watch it again.
How it showed it twice. Everyone in the room is screaming in the mirror.
I didn't, so I obviously didn't see that, but I knew that they were drugged. That they were absolutely drugged, and that something really fucked up was going to happen, because by that time I started to, especially with the punch. And how everybody changed with the punch.
The directives.
It felt very much like a spell was being cast.
Something's going on. And she gives her little speech.
What's happening. Yes.
She gives her little toast, and it's weird, and she's reading directly from the book, and that's when it pans and shows the screaming. And she comes back, and Rosemary, I didn't catch this the first time. Rosemary says, I didn't understand a word you just said.
Yes.
Which means she was reading a spell. We heard her say a little toast, right? But she was most likely reading a spell. And the best thing that happens in this episode, and it's like as an audience as well, we shift. The sheriff comes in and he sees her chopping more for the punch, and he goes, Patricia, what the fuck are you doing?
Yes.
Just so... and then we see she's chopping up dead animals. And it's just a bowl full of animal blood and dead animals floating. And then she has this enormous antlered headdress on. And we haven't seen that because she's had a little tiara. And she asked Rosemary, she's like, why didn't you say anything? She's like, I wanted to be supportive.
But I had qualms.
Rosemary's so supportive. I know. Can you imagine, though? I want you to think about, she's been going around town buying all of this stuff for Patricia. I guess I need to get a crow today.
Yeah, she's like, okay. And now there is a line when the mean girls come and she's like walking around and somebody says, and what the hell is she wearing on her head?
On her head. Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, oh, it's a cute, I literally said, it's a cute little tiara, leave her alone.
Me too.
But now I realize she had, what the fuck is she wearing on her head?
That's why when the tourists come in, the first two, they're like, oh, and they left. Remember, they came in like,
oh yeah.
And they skipped out. And and the guy who's like hitting on her, he's like, thinks she's a weirdo.
Yes.
Everybody thought she was so weird. And
yes.
So seeing that was
the part, and
that's one of the best episodes of TV I've ever seen.
And then you also, yes, I agree. Everything about it is just, it's so, and then you realize, and there's outtakes of this. There's actually an hour of the CCT footage of Widow's Bay is on AppleTV if you just want to see what the cameras caught. And that, so I wrote, oh my God, Patricia's when they do the get in a circle and she's dancing in the middle, which by the way, they're forming, that's witchcraft.
They also show them screaming. They also show them screaming in that.
But anyway,
mirror.
So in me, I look at that and I go, oh, look at that. She's having the time of her life. And I wrote in my notes, but that is literally my worst nightmare. You cannot get me to get in the middle of a circle to dance. And like, okay, that's a lie. You can get me to do it, but I will hate your fucking guts. Liza, if we are ever anywhere and we are dancing in a circle, I want to be clear. If I'm with my neurodivergent crew, I'm in the circle, bitch. I don't care. But if I'm like at a wedding or an anniversary party, don't put me in the middle of that
dance
circle.
at all. And yeah, me neither.
No, like I love to dance, but like that circle thing just. But if I'm with, like I said, if I'm with my crew, I'm okay. But if I'm with regular like normies,
normies,
I'm not putting myself there because I know they're making fun of me. I know
that's exactly how I always have felt too. I don't know what's wrong.
I know that afterwards they're in the ladies' room going, "Does she thinks she can dance? Oh my God, she thought she was killing it." I know they're doing it. I know it.
Oh,
Childhood. Teenage years fuck us up so bad.
They do. They really do.
And the weird thing is,
I don't remember ever having that happen to me, and still that's exactly the way I feel about it as well. So
yeah. So you're like, okay, I think that happened. But so you see that she's actually dancing alone. Later on, when
she was dancing with those people, they were just all screaming.
Yeah, but it's just really creepy.
Oh yeah, she's the only one dancing though. Yes, she's dancing. Yes,
she's dancing with the headdress.
Yeah, the gross antlers.
It is so fucked up. There's an eyeball floating in
and then we see that the book, the self-help book, is actually like a Necronomicon.
It's a grimoire.
It's an Evil Dead flesh-bound Necronomicon.
Book of the Dead type thing. Yeah. It's a book of shadows, a grimoire. Book of the Dead, whatever you want to call
witchcraft.
Yep.
Nobody tell Terry. She's very proud of the witch burning.
Well, and then everybody leaves. There is a history of witch burning. On Terry's island.
She likes that a lot.
Again, this island that only has like a few hundred people.
Well, I say that. The reason I said it only has a few hundred is because at the end, the last episode when they're all down in the bunker, they say that it only holds like 140 or something like that. But that's all the tourists. So maybe everybody's home like Ruth was, who lives there, or like the book club women. Maybe people are home. Maybe there's a lot of people.
Maybe there's 1,000 people on the island.
Yeah, maybe.
We don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, there has to be, because there is a school system, because there's a
and
sheriff
all
who never
inbred,
stops working. No, no. Although when we get Rosemary's genealogy lesson, we're like,
a little bit.
So Patricia, I don't want us to lose our thread with her, because then she has.
They all go out to sea.
Oh, does that happen the same night as the boogeyman?
No. That happens after the party when she loses all her. She realizes that everything's been fucked up and she's been doing witchcraft.
Yeah,
everyone is walking themselves into the sea to drown.
Yes,
and
I remember. So and then she calls 911. She's like, everybody's walking into the ocean, and I remember thinking, I was watching the sheriff and he goes running into the water. She's trying to get the people to stop, and I'm like, I thought to myself, I don't know why. What would I do in that situation? How can you stop expelled people from drowning themselves? I mean,
did she burn the book? She burned the book in the.
So she burns, and it's interesting because her hand doesn't burn. So she takes the Book of the Dead, the grimoire, whatever it is. She goes to the bonfire, which is like that. There was a bonfire because it was the
Wicker Man,
the Wicker Man, and she's like, okay, she knows she has to destroy the book. And she tries to throw it in the fire, and it won't let her throw it. So then Patricia, being the final girl that she is, she sticks her hand with the book into the bonfire.
But like you said, it's not burned.
But and you see like sizzling, but she doesn't burn. And then once the book catches fire and the Wicker Man goes and the whole thing, everybody comes to, and now everybody thinks and pretty much knows that Patricia drugged them at the party, but I note that they don't remember the party after the punch.
Right.
So she gets lucky that nobody remembers. They know they were drugged.
Yeah.
But they don't know that they were screaming.
The horrors. They don't remember the horrors.
Yeah. So then it's another episode where the boogeyman
the boogeyman comes in episode 8. It's called Your Baggage, so that's Patricia's baggage. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So episode 8, the boogeyman comes. And it's kind of an interesting episode because it's when everything starts to go to shit. Yeah. But it's right before the end. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, can you, because I know I've got my timeline messed up now because I conflated the two times. So this is the one where, the boogeyman, she goes to her house and she goes
to eat.
Yeah. Her shitty
meal.
Her food. And then when she calls, like, it has to be a lot of people because they've got delivery. Like, and she calls the restaurant about the delivery, and she's like, I ordered whatever, and I got, like, a fish stick and, like, a piece of lettuce. And then she's like, I don't want to get anybody in trouble or anything. I just want them to learn from this.
Yeah. I love her so much.
Mm-hmm. She's like, she's mad, and she has every right to be mad, to report this to ask for a refund, but at the same time, she's like, look, I don't want anybody to get in trouble, though.
Right.
Like, And so then the boogeyman is back, and he's chasing her with the big butcher knife, and
he's almost like this Jason Voorhees type character.
Yeah, he's got like a masky type
weird mask on.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to be dead.
But he can't be killed.
Dead. Yeah. But he's supposed, like, the house was boarded up. His house was boarded up. And then the sheriff goes by and sees that actually the door that was meant to be locked and boarded up is actually standing wide open. And the boogeyman is out. And he's in her house. And she finds her taser. And it's a plug-in taser.
Yes.
Her plug-in taser is at 2%. Oh my God. Is it 2%? Man. And she said, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen. She takes off running, just screaming.
Yes.
Down the street.
Which is what you would do. You would want help.
I love her so much. Yeah, nobody helps her except, of course, and I knew it was coming. Yeah. Except, of course, she ends up at the girls' house, the mean girls, the high school bullies' house, and that's where they're having book club.
Right, and that's where that bitch goes off on her. Again, about making it all about you and da-da-da-da-da.
Because she comes in screaming that, oh, the boogeyman's back. The boogeyman's back. So these people already don't like her.
Yeah.
And are
she's
already
like, lock the doors, close, turn off the lights. You know, he's coming. And they're just like, she's like, Patricia, just stop. Okay? Just stop with this already. And she's such a bitch. And what happens?
Yeah. She delivers the best line in the whole show. She uses her last percentage on her taser to tase this bitch. And she goes, she's the fucking worst.
Yes.
And she just does her hair flip and goes running, Kermit style out the door.
And she goes back out there. She's like, all right, fine, you're going to die. But then she's like, he's coming for you. Then she starts screaming that he's in the house. And those bitches shut the door and like they draw the drapes and everything. And she sees him in the upstairs window and she's like, he's in the house. And then why does he jump out the window? Is it only because he's coming for Patricia?
Yes.
And she's not in the house anymore? So then they end up at the gas station, which has also got a Quickie Mart. And where'd she get the shotgun?
It was like the store's shotgun.
Okay, so that's
like
where
their protection shotgun.
Okay, yeah. So she's got the shotgun, and she's trying to shoot, and he doesn't want to.
She'd already lit him on fire with the gas.
Yes, she lit him on fire with the gasoline
taser
and the taser. Doesn't one of the kids, when she's doing the gasoline or whatever, doesn't he say something like, "You're not supposed to do that" or what?
Yeah, the gas station attendant's
like, I don't think you're supposed to do that, man.
Yeah,
that's not
but
right.
that's a direct callback to Freddy versus Jason.
Oh, really? I didn't know that they did that in that movie. Okay,
it's a scene from that movie. So, and he just is burned up and he's still alive. He sits right back up, and so she shoots him.
Shoots him in the heart.
Does the sheriff come up at that point?
I think so.
He sees all of that, right? The sheriff comes up and sees all of that, and
and here's
because
the thing.
he had been to the house and saw that it was open, and he immediately came for Patricia. See, I love him. He loves Patricia. And I don't know. I'm like,
he was supposed to be going home. Because he told his wife, like, and she's like, "Are you off shift yet?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gotta make one stop and then I'm coming home." And it's like, you're always on duty. That's weird. Like, like if you ever notice, he's never not on duty. But he goes for Patricia. But I have a question. We don't know who the boogeyman is. We don't see his face.
No, and never. They never take that damn mask off and look at his face. Like, why don't you? Who is this? We never find out.
Somebody pointed out in Reddit, and I will check this out on a rewatch when I actually stare at the TV the entire time. The boogeyman's mask is in the museum.
Right? Yeah. And then
so how the hell
does
he have more than one?
But that's how the sheriff knew, because the mask was taken. The boogeyman mask was gone.
Oh, that's what was missing out of the case.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Melissa, see, I watched
You're
the
drunken
show.
outside.
Well, that might be why. Some of these may have been watched in the evening.
That's the reason why Sheriff Bashir went to the house, because the boogeyman mask was missing. And then the house's door was standing wide open, and he was like, oh my God, Patricia. And then he went to Patricia's house, and her door was wide open. He was like, oh my God, I gotta find Patricia. And so.
Everybody listening, this is why we love this show. This is like talking about Lost. This is so layered, complicated. Everything means something, except there's a whole bunch of things that actually don't mean anything.
But this is what I'm saying. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, this is important because we talked about this last week. Okay, so the guy who turned zombie the old guy in the first episode, who is obviously an old
Shep.
man. Shep, yes. We see Tom look at his medical record and it says he's 34. And then Patricia makes a comment about being biologically 28. And because of the weird thing that happens in the hotel room, we all start to believe, oh, there's something about time not running right on the island. And we use that age of 34 as a reason. The writer said,
It's like, no, he's a shitty doctor.
She's like, it was just supposed to show what a shitty hospital it is and what a shitty doctor. And I'm like, oh, we read way more into that. You got to be careful.
And
with
Patricia's
shit like
just,
that.
yeah, Patricia's just like, my watch says I'm younger.
Yeah, I mean, that's
But we all do that. Like, that's all it was. Yeah.
My watch never tells me I'm younger.
Mine will be like, oh, you've dropped your age. I'm like, really? You're 45? I'm like, oh, how fantastic. I'm like,
Thank
1
you.
year younger.
No, mine is like, yesterday, my ring was like, you're showing signs of increased stress. Now might be time to take a rest.
All the time.
Nope,
all
just
the
having
time.
a panic attack.
But don't you think that was, I mean, I think that that's just one of the best scenes in television when she finally shoots him and then the EMTs come and take him and she follows him with the gun.
Oh my God,
and then they put him on the slab and she's got the gun and then they put him into the incinerator and she's standing there and she's like, is there a back exit?
Is there any other exit?
And she stays there until he is in ashes.
Yes, and then they opens up the cremation door to make sure he is ashes, and then she's like, okay, and she lets the shotgun down. But that means that for a span of maybe a whole day, she just follows that body everywhere because she's like, you told me he was dead last time.
Yeah.
And he came back for me. So now the question is, what the hell?
Right. Exactly. But since we're skipping around, we went all through Patricia, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's go back to the second episode about the hotel. Because the residents of the island want Tom to stay in the hotel to prove that he's not scared. If he's going to bring tourists, then he should stay in the hotel. Yeah. Hotel's creepy as hell. Mm-hmm. And even the owner of the inn won't stay in the hotel.
Yes. And he won't go in the captain's room.
We don't know, we still, even by episode 10, don't know what's going on with the hotel. No. What the hell is wrong with the hotel? Something's wrong with that room
and
in.
They dare him to go into the crawl space. And then they say you have to go all the way to the back of the crawl space. Okay, they're like, don't just go in, you have to go all the way to the back.
The captain suite, when he turns on the TV, I honestly cackled out loud when he turned on the TV. So and hard. I mean, so did I. And that is very Lost as well, where he's like,
that was very
come
Lost.
Join me.
Also a little Monty Python. Where
a little
it's
bit.
Like, come, let's go for a walk. Come join me on a walk. And then the camera just stays and he just keeps walking. And it goes on and then it's uncomfortable. And he's
Listen, it's
walking.
A good bit. There's a few good bits in this show. And I'm wondering if young people think they're funny too, or if it's people like us. Because that was hilarious. Yeah. The bit with the lighthouse guy, that's fucking hilarious. Where he looks across at the lighthouse guy and he's like, I'll come to you. And then he gets over to the lighthouse and the lighthouse guy's on the other side. It's like, what do you do? And he's like, I'm coming back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very British type comedy as well. Like that. That was funny. Oh, and then the whole like Rosemary will not be rushed. Yes. That is hilarious as well. Like you cannot rush Rosemary through her genealogical explanation. No. I'm gonna have to get through the whole. Or when Tom manhandles that picture and almost breaks himself in two, and Rosemary's like, "Nobody move him," and he's like, "Please get this off him." And she's like, "He could have a spinal cord injury." I know. Like those are really good bits, and I'm
they
like,
really
do
young
people think that's funny?
There's so much, and Patricia has all of those moments that are just so funny, and Rosemary gets the great lines, like you know the whole. I was trying to be supportive,
but I think
she's always Kate's smoking, face. Which is hysterical.
Yeah, because Dale has that voice Dale. She has that voice that sounds like she's been a smoker for a long time.
Yeah, she's so funny. I love her.
So we don't know what's going on with the hotel. I still don't understand the hotel.
So now when he goes in the
very
crawl
Stephen
space,
King.
All right, I did not see it because I was watching on the smaller monitor down here. I knew, and also there was a scary clown running real fast, crawling.
Another serial killer who has been on that island, by the way.
Yes, the clown. Yeah, they give us a whole list of all the serial killers in the beginning. I forgot, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But Tom saw something. there is something in the back of the crawl space, and I thought that it was a dead body, or I thought that's what it was, but somebody said in Reddit it's a dead body wearing the same clothes he's wearing.
Oh, I don't know if it is. I didn't notice they were wearing the same clothes Tom was wearing. I didn't notice that.
I
have to look again.
Yeah. So there's a dead body back there, and I have a theory about the crawl space, but
okay, what's your theory? I need to hear it.
Okay.
I have no theories about the crawl space.
Well, okay. So now the big theory about the island that totally makes sense to me is sentient mushrooms.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That there is underneath that the island is a whole mycelium network, as is most of the earth.
Sure.
Underneath, you know, when you pull something out of the ground and there's all those little white tendrils, and you're like, what the F is that? That's mycelium. That is actually fungus, and that's the fungus's brain. So in the captain's room, the wallpaper is falling down. Mold. And there's black mold. And they mentioned black mold, and then somebody says it's a seaside town, there's black mold everywhere. Well, black mold can, although not as fast as it does in this, or not as fast as it does in Supernatural, but exposure to black mold can cause people to have hallucinations.
Sure, it can.
Okay?
And lots of other problems.
I think that under the crawl space, and the reason you need to go all the way to the back of the crawl space, is that there is a heavy concentration of that black mold in the back of the crawl space. And that's why if you go back there, you trip. He was tripping. He was totally tripping.
Good theory.
Right?
Well, we find out, but he's like Jack Torrance crazy in that inn, because there's been nobody there. He has a whole entire encounter with this businessman the whole time. He's staying there in the inn with a businessman. He's playing games with him. Yep. I love the games. I texted Melissa like, you got to see the games.
Oh my God.
Just the box that just says teeth, and then it's just one set of pliers.
It's these really old tiny games. And so my note that I wrote as soon as I saw that guy was, that man is not really there. He's a ghost.
Right. I thought the same thing.
I knew that immediately because he looks a little out of time. Like if that was the early 80s and a salesman was there on a business trip, he would look like that, like
very
his
60s, 50s, 60s to me.
There was something about him that was definitely not of this time.
Norman Bates
a businessman
style.
Staying in a hotel would, like a crappy inn, would look like, especially at night. This is very late at night when they start drinking and playing these games, and he's still wearing his slacks and tie. Like, it's all very, like, the whole time I knew he wasn't there. So I love that we have CCTV of, dude, there was no one there.
Yeah, and he's just sitting playing those weird games by himself. And drinking.
So he's tripping. He's totally
So we don't
tripping.
know. Not the set for the first time. He ends up tripping.
This is the first time.
Yeah, he ends up tripping again in What to Expect on Your Trip, which is episode 5, which I didn't know Chris Fleming was in this show. He showed up as the shaman, and I'm like, what the hell, man? I didn't know you were in this show.
Wait. What is the name of episode 5?
What to Expect on Your Trip.
Okay, wow. All right. I don't know why it... Oh, I guess I just typed it funny.
Did you not have that?
No. Oh, I called it The Black Shrooms. I'm like, I thought that was the episode name. That's not the episode name, Melissa.
Which is gross that they were eating the black mushrooms. Yeah. Mushrooms ick me out. I'm sorry. Just gross. But
as I've gotten older, I'm a little bit better with them. But so we start to find out, like, you remember the cannibalism article from the first episode?
From the first
it's
episode.
Not the first cannibalism incident that has happened upon the island. So when Mr. Warren, Richard Warren, and his boat full of people, 42 people who survive, land on shipwreck on Widow's Bay, and they're starving. Eventually they're starving. And I don't know, I guess because it was winter.
It was winter.
It was winter. So you see this, like, one of the episodes opens, and maybe it's this episode, with someone crawling through the snow.
It is.
And then they're starving, and they see these mushrooms, and the mushrooms are in the foreground, and I'm like, oh, do not eat those mushrooms.
He's going to eat the mushrooms.
Because I knew,
he eats the mushrooms.
Those are the kind of mushrooms that will.
And Tom found them in the reverend, the shaman, the priests.
Oh, the priest.
No, the priest.
The priest
the
had
priest
them, but
had
he
died.
got them from the priest that killed himself. got them
from the shaman.
From the shaman, who's like a drug dealer, but a shaman.
Yeah, he's a drug dealer.
He's a drug dealer. But he also, when he tells him to go, so they decide that the only way to understand, so they finally, like Patricia and Wick, get Tom to understand that there's something effed up going on. We have to figure it out. Everybody's can't deny,
and I think it was the hag that got him and almost killed him. And finally he's like, and it got Wick shot it.
Yeah,
shot it while he was in the bathtub, and it exploded. I think he finally was like, I can't deny something's fucked up about this island anymore. Let's. And then they find the priest dead on the back of the door. He's hung himself.
Yep.
And he just talked to him like the day before, like, oh dear, something's going on.
What did he carve into the desk? My eyes are open. Or
my
I
eyes
can
are open.
See. My eyes are open.
My eyes are open.
Which is important, it turns out.
So they find the guy who sells the mushrooms. It's Chris Fleming, and I didn't know he was in the show. He's so funny. And so Tom ends up tripping on these black mushrooms.
It was supposed to be Wick. But you knew it comedy ensues, right? So Tom is the one who drinks the tea, and he's like, "Wait, what? What? No, I have to go help my son. Oh my god!"
It is a 12-hour trip, like a 12 hours at least.
Yeah, and then the shaman is like, "You can just ride it out in our Zen relaxation room, which is this guy's bedroom in the trailer with a mattress on the floor.
It's like a trap house."
Yeah, and his alligators, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, he's old. He just gets around. There's an alligator in the bed." So Patricia, in her infinite wisdom, decides to take trippin' Tom out of that house. Yeah. She took him to work. He keeps coming to, because he's tripping, and then he keeps coming to at different parts of the day.
Yep.
So everybody in town saw him tripping.
He's some of the best. And another thing you may not have noticed, if you watch that episode again, notice everything in the background's all messed up.
Yes.
The paintings are all messed up. Mm-hmm. Everything's all messed up because he's seeing it. It's just like all messed up.
Yep.
Is his name Dale? The guy? Is that his name? I keep messing up the guy in the office.
Yeah, I know. I
think he's so funny, and he's like got a mask on of his own face talking to him. Yes. Oh my god!
What is going on? It's just it's. I mean, it was. That's another amazing episode of television because it's funny, but deeply disturbing. It is Dale. Is his name? Okay.
Dale is his name. He's played by Jeff Hiller.
Funny as hell, deeply disturbing, sets up a lot more questions. You thought you had questions before he goes on this trip. And the trip was supposed to give us answers.
Yeah. But it does kind of, because then the very next episode after that is called Our History, and it's the history. And when it started, I texted you this, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to watch this. We've been going so good on this island, and I did not, I'm like, I'm not interested. I don't want to watch it. But then by the middle, I'm like, they've done such a good job, because you're invested in this story with these people you don't even know, from the 1600s, and you're like, yes, I'm really interested in this as well.
And then you realize this isn't just an opening scene. Like, just, flashbacks or whatever that happens on TV.
But I had no idea that Hamish Linklater was... Did you realize that was him?
No.
I did not realize it was him either. Like, the whole episode,
he was there. Who it was. And
who is that?
And doing the thing where... Because my husband he'll go look... he'll just, like, hit info or whatever to find out... Or if you're watching it on Prime, they have, like, a feature.
It'll have the
Not
cast.
me. Mm-hmm. I must spend the entire episode or movie going, God, what were they in? What do I know them from? I must struggle. But
I never placed him until later, and I'm like, that was Hamish Linklater.
I didn't until I saw it on Instagram, and you were the one to send it to me.
So crazy. Yeah. I was like, holy crap, he's really, really good in this role.
Terrifying.
History episode, which this poor 1600s woman comes over to be his new wife for his mother to his 5 children.
42 years old.
He's killing people.
She was resigned to being a spinster, but now she gets this opportunity to go be the wife of the Lord Island Protector, because that's the name that the island gives him. He's the Lord Island Protector, and you can see the Lost parallels there. Someone has to protect the island. But this is creepier even than Lost.
Oh my God, Melissa, and they buried that man, and then the very next scene is Wick and Patricia digging him up, and then they have to tell Tom that they dug him up, and he's like, you dug up the founder? They were like, yeah, and he's like, that's his corpse. They were like, oh no, he's upstairs.
And I knew it because you realize that,
oh my God,
the way guys, this episode is so good, and you realize that right before that scene, you're like, wait, he can't be killed. And then you go,
he's been in that coffin for 300 years.
Yes,
and he's been there for like 300 years.
Yes, and he's alive.
He sure is. And I'm telling you, as much as I love Patricia, and I do, and I think, I hope that Matthew gets an Emmy for this role.
Yeah.
His faces throughout, from episode 1 to the faces this man emotes, he needs an Emmy for this role.
And I am so worried because, as always, genre shows get no love from the Emmys.
Yeah,
it was
that's true.
Just solely on the fact that we were still in a time where a TV show could be a nationwide phenomenon, that anyone from Lost ever got nominated for anything, because that was a genre show. But so I'm worried that it's on Apple and it's very much
everything's on
niche
streaming
thing.
stuff now.
Yeah, I know, but some of the, I don't know, like there's shows that are, like the morning show, like that gets nominated for stuff, and it should. The acting is, I will say, everything on Apple that I have ever watched, the acting, everything has been impeccable. So
even like I just
like
had to
Foundation.
Say that. Oh yeah. You don't like it.
I don't like Foundation because it's not at all. I mean, I read those books; those were formative books for me, and it's just too different. It's too different. I can't.
It's too different.
Now,
I get it.
A year from now, I'll be like, oh my God, I'm so fucking obsessed with Foundation on Apple.
Stop it.
That's me.
We do that. We don't ever do that, Melissa. I don't know what you mean by that.
Yeah.
But I do. I just hope his face when they tell him that all his face is the way. I just hope his acting is incredible in this show for the character that he's playing.
Yes,
you believe him.
They need to submit the last episode as the episode for everybody's Emmy consideration, because the acting in that final episode is so like restrained and so well done.
It's kind of interesting too because the penultimate episode, the emergency shelter one.
Yes,
it's not. This isn't the right word. It's not a throwaway episode. It's just kind of like of the 10, it's the least interesting.
Yeah,
I guess it's not a lot going on in that episode. But the last episode, you're right. There is so much happening. That's where we get Ruth and everything about Ruth and
he said,
why is there a damn a tornado sucking people up on the island, by the way?
It took like
why is that
12
happening?
hours for them to film the Ruth and Tom
You saw that? I didn't see that. That's crazy.
He talks about it, and he said that the actor that plays Ruth, he said she was amazing, such a trooper, just giving it. And he said, I was the one who had to ask for breaks.
Aw.
And I mean, when you realize that, like, I mean, because he's like, it's just, Tom is there to kill her.
Yeah.
This old woman he's known since he moved to the island. She's been his secretary for God knows how long. Yeah. She's the woman who takes care of his child.
Ruth. I was going back to Rosemary.
No,
Ruth. Not yes, Ruth. Yeah. Yes. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
we were on a different page, and I'm in a different place. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and he's there to kill her, and that's what he has talked himself into this. By the time he gets there, she's old, she's frail, she's going any day, and that's why it was so funny that she was jogging and walking, and then jumping up those stairs, spry as a deer. That's why it was so funny him having to realize, oh, maybe she's not so frail. Maybe it's not like a mercy kill.
Yeah, and he's also he crushes up one diazepam and one. Oh, what was the other one?
He saw in her medical records.
Oxycodone. Because he went and looked at her medical records. He gives her one. I'm like, it says don't mix. It really means don't take these consistently together because this is going to be. But just giving her one of each, maybe she's going to fall asleep. But dude, she's not going to die.
He doesn't know anything.
So she's just getting really high, and she's progressively higher as they're going through the photo
I didn't think
album.
she drank it. I thought he poured it out once he realized he didn't want her to drink it. I didn't think she drank it. Did she?
She did.
Now I can't remember. She could have. Like, I simply cannot remember.
And he's just like waiting, and she's not, and she gets sleepy, but she doesn't.
Maybe, yeah,
she
you're
starts
maybe
to
right.
like kind of nod off. But
Yeah,
then she wakes back up.
Yeah, you're right. That's right. That's it. That's exactly.
And he's
what
like,
happened.
"Oh God," and the look on his face is like, "Oh shit, it's happening." And then she's like,
Anyway, yeah, you're right.
But we
are correct.
We learn, and his acting is absolutely amazing. His acting in that scene, and we learn something that I already suspected. I did suspect that because they were like, well, when the last living relative of, and he tells them that he's like, okay. So like the Herman, Richard Warren. When his last living relative dies, the curse will be lifted from the island, and you'll be able to leave the island. And that's the only reason, really, that Tom wants to do. Like, the Tom is going to kill Ruth, to save the tourists, but really, he wants his son to be able to have
Evan.
a life. Mm-hmm. And he's so sure that he's totally bought into that's going to happen now. That, like, if we just kill her, that's I can take my son to this Red Sox game. It's going to be great.
Yeah,
he can get off the island. And then she tells us.
We skipped though that they took Richard Warren's decaying old 300-year-old body out into the boat and threw him into the ocean. Listen. They just took him past the buoy, and he turned to dust. That was one of my favorite things I've ever seen. When he was down there, like, Wick, he wants to be let out of the coffin, and Wick's like, you let him out of the coffin. He's like, I did already.
I already did. Yeah, Wick's like, this is my boat. Do not let him. We're like, I already did.
I already did that.
And then he's like, you have to go back in. I mean, first of all, they had to convince the man to get back into the coffin to go on the boat. Because Wick said that was the
least believable thing to me.
Yeah.
Like,
the man who spent 300 years trapped in a coffin.
Nope, there's no way he would have climbed back in that
coffin.
And
he says, as soon as we get out on the water, you're going to let me out. And Tom's like, yup. And so he lies to him. And the guy got in the coffin. And then they've even got it like roped shut. And then it's so because he hears them. I mean, he's like, hello? Is someone out there? Please let me out. You said you were going to let me out.
That's what Tom told him. Like, I already let him out. Oh my God. And then he's just eating grossly, and Tom's like gagging at him eating.
And then
so he thought that the curse was broken because Richard Warren was finally dead. And so he bought the Red Sox tickets for Evan. He was so excited, and that's when they found out by having Rosemary do the genealogy.
Rosemary did the genealogy, and the genealogy lesson is another example of absolutely amazing television and writing.
Yes.
Oh my God. She does the entire family tree.
The whole thing from the 1600s down. Everybody.
We literally see all of it. And
they made her skip ahead. She was like, oh, I guess you don't want to hear about all that I had to find out.
Okay. But what she keeps doing, especially because in the olden times, is she's like, and they had 8 children and a dead baby, because like most of these people do not survive. You do notice that the Warren people, things happen to them.
Yeah.
Things happen. But somebody always procreates. And then they thought they got, and they're like, yeah. She's like, so there's one last living relative of the Warren family on the island, and it's Ruth.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is I don't feel like they tried to talk Tom out of it.
Patricia did. Patricia was like, this is wrong. You can't go kill Ruth. She's worked for you for ages.
But Wick and Rosemary are like...
Wick's like, I'll do it. They're like drawing straws. Who's going to do it? So
who's going to off Rosemary?
Finally did it.
And so while she's got the 2 pills in her system that aren't going to do anything, and that's when she starts pouring out, she's going through the photo album, and Ruth pours out her story.
That's right. You're right. Exactly right. She did drink that stuff. Yeah, you're right.
And so we find out that
is
everybody wanted
the last living relative.
Whoopsie. Yeah. She got pregnant by a married man. And she didn't tell anybody, but wouldn't everybody on the island know?
I know. That's what I was thinking as well. And why
then
would
she
his
gives
wife
the
take
baby,
the child?
That actually was quite common.
Really?
Although not in those days, because wouldn't that have been the 70s?
Yeah.
That was common.
Well, yeah, I think so.
Like, I would say before the 50s, it happened that women raised their husbands.
Well, but you forget that island is really far behind.
Yeah, that's true. So
it's pretty far behind.
Yeah. If you get pregnant by a married man, you give him the kid, and his wife is like, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's the girl that Tom ends up marrying. That's
yeah.
Lauren. Mm-hmm. Oh, and we forgot to say that Tom's relationship to the island, in case you're wondering, is his father. Do we know who his father is? Because we're not
told.
I kept waiting for him to end up calling Wick Dad.
Oh, yeah. No, we're not told.
So his father, who is a mean old bastard that he hated, he and his sibling, had to go and spend every summer on Widow's Bay Island with his asshole dad. And he hated it.
Yeah.
He hated it. But then one summer, he
met Lauren.
But he heard her before he saw her. And this is my favorite theory. Oh. This is my favorite theory.
I love
because
theories.
Think about, okay, this is great. This is from Reddit. I don't think I wrote down the Redditor's name. I'm so sorry that I didn't do that. I'll try to copy and paste it if I find it. Okay. The Warren relatives, the Warren descendants, are extra attractive to ensure that the bloodline continues. Because remember Ruth going through the photo album?
Everybody made
a pass at Ruth. Ruth was a very busy girl,
she was
hot.
She was very pretty.
She was very, very pretty. Lauren, Tom heard her before he saw her. And he knew as soon as he heard her laugh that he was in love with her. Yeah. That's some strong pheromones right there. And then, and I forgot about this, his son's, Evan's girlfriend is really trying to push Evan to go all the way, which usually it's the other way. Yeah. So that there might be a little something that the island tries to ensure that the Warren.
That's what I said. Evan's
continues.
The cutest teenager I've ever seen in my life. That's a cute kid right there. He's adorable.
That's the Warren bloodline.
So you might be right about that.
And what happened was, in case, so they tried to leave the island, and his mom had a stroke when she was pregnant. And then she was just never, ever okay, and it seemed that she became dangerous.
And what the hell happened? Like, that's some of the weirdest part of the show, is these letters that Lauren wrote to Evan when he was an infant.
She had
and
a psychotic
toddler.
break, is what it sounds like.
But all the stuff is Lost style weird stuff she wrote in there. And she was writing about the secret mommy, and then we find out that Ruth would go see her in the hospital, and she would tell her that she was her secret mommy. And I'm like, and she was talking about reaching up into my brain with your little baby hands and pulling out the scorpions, and it's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Is this another throwaway thing just so that we see that she's cracked, or is it significant?
I felt so bad for Evan. He found the letter. He finds out. Because
he's been told that his mom died in childbirth.
Yeah. But then he finds out that
that's
she
not
did.
True.
And so Tom comes home after like a completely shitty night and finds his son there. And he's like, and so he explains. So we find out, he explains to Evan, why did you tell me my mother died in childbirth? He gets the whole story. And he's like, yeah, these letters. And then Evan starts reading. And what's sad is I thought Evan only read a couple of the letters, but there seems to be a bit of a time lapse, and Evan is still making Tom hear him read every one of those crazy-ass letters.
But do you remember that the one thing that Tom says when he came in from that, and he sees Evan sitting there, and it is very clear that Evan is devastated. He went, "You went in the basement." Evan's like, "What the hell's in the basement?"
I know.
No, we're all like, "What's in the basement?" Especially since we know that there's underground tunnels and stuff. Like, what's in your basement?
Well,
what's in the basement, Tom?
Tom says that she died 2 years after they put her in the home.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, why doesn't Evan know that there is a home? It's a very small island. Where would the insane asylum on the island be? Where's the home?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. Is she really in a home?
He's a teenager. Is she in another don't tunnel? Pay attention to a lot that's going on around them.
Like a medical facility in a tunnel? I mean, we saw a picture, but that was when she had the baby. I don't know. So what's in the basement, Tom?
Yeah, what's in the basement? I'm very confused. Everybody's wondering what's in the basement.
Yep. I know. And that was another rewind. I'm like, wait.
There's so many questions. And my biggest one still ends up being, after all is said and done, is about the sacrifice tapes. Okay. How old are those tapes? Mm-hmm. Why doesn't anyone who's old, like Rosemary and Wick and Ruth, why don't they remember there being sacrifices on the island?
Yeah.
And how often does it happen? Because it seems like that bell's been done up for a long time and people don't remember these sacrifices happening. So how often is this island asking for sacrifices? And it doesn't matter if people die, because there's been a lot of people in this season that died, and that did not make the number of bell tolls go down. It was only when somebody was sacrificed to the thing behind the doors in the basement. So there's some monster. What's the monster?
I don't understand, because like I thought that the Candyman story was to hide the sacrifices. But that doesn't make sense, because then we found out on the tapes that no, you have to go down into the tunnel to be sacrificed in that room.
Yeah.
So those girls,
because like Shep died, and who else has died in this season? Shep died.
The Candyman.
Yep, the boogeyman died, and the shaman
the boogeyman.
died.
I keep calling him Candyman. Sorry.
The shaman died.
The shaman died.
And there's been I feel like more than that, a couple more maybe, and they didn't count. So it's not just who dies on the island.
No,
it's whoever sacrificed to this thing in this room that we never see.
Yeah. Oh, somebody said they want a spin-off on the daily life of Rosemary.
Me too. I want to see the daily life of Rosemary.
I do. I kind of want to see... I mean, we saw a lot of Patricia, but I would love to see, like, a young Patricia. Can we make a movie where Patricia's the final girl? Can we see the...
I need to see her boogeyman life. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, the sacrifice... obviously, we're gonna... we're not gonna... Maybe we'll find out. There is definitely a season 2, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
I'm so excited. I wonder how long it'll take.
The time travel or the time thing. So they make the owner of the hotel. They make him go in the captain's room.
The captain's suite.
The captain's suite, and he's like, okay, but only for 10 seconds. They're like, just do it for 10 seconds. Just do it for 10 seconds. So they close the door, and the sheriff doesn't even do 10 seconds. He just goes 1,
he doesn't.
2, 3,
yep.
4. It's not 10 seconds. It's just him counting to 10.
Quicker. Yep.
And then when they open the door, the guy's sitting on the bed like it's been at least an hour or more.
Yeah. He said, I thought you were only going to do 10 seconds. And they were like, how long did you think it was?
And then the last time, he's like started to trash the room. So how long was he in there?
Right. And he won't tell them, but it has been long enough that he absolutely went crazy and destroyed the room.
Mm-hmm. That's weird. That's
it is
weird. I mean, there's just so much wonderful, weird times. I forgot the whole cannibalism thing. So they turned to cannibalism when they first, got shipwrecked on the island. But that's only the first time that they turned to cannibalism. But the deal that Richard Warren made with the entity on the island, which, people are like, and in that episode, the history episode, where they're like, he's possessed of a demon and he's consorting with the devil. And then at the end, she's like, he is the devil, because she can't kill him. And it's like, everybody tries to kill him and they can't kill him. And he's killing people. And oh my God, when he comes into the room and he's covered in blood, after they come to kill him and they can't kill him.
Yeah.
And he's like telling her to like go up to bed and just, and she's so, whoever played Sarah, she did the best terrified person
fantastic.
I have ever seen.
She was fantastic in that role.
And he reaches up and he's like going to touch her with the bloody hand. And I'm just like, I couldn't breathe for her.
She was fantastic. But that episode also provided something we also don't have an answer for. At least me, and maybe I just didn't understand, what the hell is in that locket thing he has? Like, I don't get it. Nobody was supposed to open it, but Wick couldn't open it, and it burned his hand, but then Tom opened it with no problems, and it was just a piece of paper, and that was all that it was?
Okay, so I think Warren actually explained that. So he made a pact with the entity, And that's what's in the capsule. There is a little tiny scroll.
He forged it with his blood, feces, and semen.
Blood, feces, and semen. And he tells Tom that while Tom is holding it. And he's just like, okay then. It's like so skeevy. But that is the pact that he made with the entity on the island as the Lord Island Protector. And that's why Tom can touch it.
Are you so?
Because he's the Lord Island Protector. Yeah.
Okay.
Because they tell him his title isn't really mayor. His title is actually, Tom's title is legally Lord Island Protector, but we just call him the mayor.
So he was able to open it. And
but
it was just a little piece of paper. It didn't really say much on there. I was like, that just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I think if you put
blood, urine, and feces on something and you swear on it, I think it's a thing.
Gross. I don't think that's how that works, but that's just
I don't know.
I didn't understand.
Or toilet paper would be very sacred. I don't know.
Very sacred. Nice.
Oh, no, it was semen. It was blood, semen,
it was blood,
feces,
feces,
not
and
urine.
Gross.
My God.
It's disgusting. I don't know. I just didn't understand. So, but it had burned wick.
Yeah.
Like when he tried to open it.
Can Tom just rip it up?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. And
if
it's not Tom's contract.
If they burn the contract, is it over? I mean, we're going to find this all out, but
maybe we've learned from shows before that we don't always find out answers to the questions that we have.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, one of the theories is that like the people that turned into zombies, the hag, all of that stuff, even the boogeyman, are animated by the sentient mushrooms, basically. The mycelium network has become sentient, and it is a very powerful entity because it has been fed on blood magic and cannibalism all these years. And it can infuse biological things. It can animate them. It can use them as puppets. And that's why the hag happens. Theory. And that, it's just a theory. I kind of like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting theory that it could also be like that the island itself calls to terrible people, like the clown murderer, and it's bringing them there to feeding off of people's fear and
kind of like Jacob.
Despair. Yeah, fear and
going
despair.
Out into the world and bringing people to the island.
Yeah,
to test them.
So there's just so many questions. But Katie Dippold is, I appreciate you bringing this to me, Katie, and Hiro Murai. You guys are amazing. I love this show and everything about it.
So good. It's so good. We have missed so much, and I'm sure after I watch it again, I'm going to have like more thoughts and just, oh my God, it's so good. It's so good.
It really was. It was just such an enjoyable show. And I do wonder because I've seen people say online like that show absolutely sucked. And I'm like, did you watch 10 full episodes of a show that you thought sucked? I feel like not. And so then you don't get to say it sucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I that's what I always think. Like I can't say Heated Rivalry sucked because I watched 10 episodes, so I can't say that it sucked.
I didn't enjoy it.
I can say it's not for me, but I can't say it sucked.
Yeah. But no, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people like it, so it must not suck.
I love it.
Objectively.
I mean, it is. Yeah,
but Widow's Bay,
so
I'm
enjoyable.
enjoying it.
Me too.
Yeah. If you like dark humor, if you like a little creepy, if you like to
weird.
have no idea what's going on.
Really weird, right? Like I think that's the thing you and I enjoy is something is really weird.
It's really weird. It's
quirky
really weird.
and different.
Quirky. Everybody's quirky. It feels like yet another situation where I'm going to be like, okay, so basically it's an island of autistic people. Because it's an island of autistic people. And I think the reason the sheriff is struggling is he's neurotypical and he's just not vibing. He's like, I can't. Everybody's just, and everybody that like, even when Rosemary says, I was trying to be supportive. I mean, that is something you do for your, like, I'm going to be dad. Or right now, Liza's being supportive of the fact that I bought all the shit to bedazzle stuff, but I'm having anxiety about what to bedazzle first because I don't want to waste any of my gems that I spent $11 for 5,000 gems. I'm afraid to waste them.
My friend Liza of you, Melissa,
is being supportive of me, but she does have qualms.
I have qualms.
I want that shirt so bad.
It's so funny as neurodivergent people. That's pretty much what we spend all of our time doing with our fellow neurodivergents, is being supportive, but not quite sure that it's the right path that they're taking.
But I'm being supportive.
Yeah, I'm trying to be supportive.
So
I'm going to tell you something else about this show now that we're almost at the end of our conversation, because we've talked a lot about the editing. Another thing that they did is they bumped up the contrast in it a lot. So you see these people look terrible. Like that's what we said. They don't look like Instagram models. And so I thought, they look so bad. But if you go and like Google Matthew Rhys, he's just a normal, good-looking guy. Yeah. Tom is kind of hideous. No offense, Matthew Rhys. Tom's kind of hideous. He's got they really bumped up the contrast so you can see everyone's wrinkles and they don't really look like that in real life.
Well, if you live on an island in New England, that's what you look like, because you are constantly blasted by sea
But they
air.
kind of warm up the scenes that have Evan in them. Right? Yeah. He's kind of warmed up, like, so everybody kind of is contrast.
Speaking of Evan, so when Evan and his friends get caught by the sheriff sitting outside the boogeyman's house, and that whole thing happens, and the sheriff is like, that's it, I'm gonna, come here, I gotta talk to you, and he's basically like, if you weren't the mayor's son, da 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 da. And so Evan is like, he wants to look cool in front of his friends. And so he says, he's like walking away, and he turns around and he goes, can I, the girls are watching. Can I just yell, fuck you, pig? And the sheriff is like,
no, you cannot.
No, you cannot. That was a great one.
I really love the sheriff. Like, I really appreciated his character being there.
Yeah. The other thing I wrote here was the fact that Richard Warren, the founder, the way he can't die reminds me of how the island wouldn't let Michael die. Remember when Michael got off the island and he kept trying to kill himself because he lost Walt and everything? He can't
I forgot
die
about that.
until the island's like, now you can die.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, and then there's conversation about what happened with Wick. Tentacles. Is there a Kraken out there?
Oh, I forgot he said that. I forgot.
He said that his
so
friend,
many little throwaway lines.
When they went out,
I want you to think about all the little lines that the locals tell him. There's so much. Oh. Much. The one of the funniest bits as well is the old man, the old crusty New Englander who keeps being like, well, you can live off human flesh for so-and-so days or whatever. Like,
yep.
I mean, these people keep showing up with all this weird, like, lore. And things. It's like...
And the old wives' tales.
There could be a Kraken. I don't know.
Because he talks about that he saw tentacles. So it sounds like his friend that died, Wick's friend that dies in that accident, gets
Terry's brother, right?
Yeah. Gets like an octopus tentacle or something, or a squid.
What I would love to see personally, I would love for someone to catalog all the things that they say that have happened on this island. Yeah. Since we can't go to the Historical Society, I would love to see all the things that people have said have happened.
There should be a website for the Widows Bay Historical Society. Oh,
right. There should, Melissa. Apple needs to get on that.
Make it.
Somebody do that.
If somebody didn't already. If somebody already did, please let us know.
I
want to go to that on a rewatch. Society.
Yeah. I mean,
I've been to my town's historical society. It's sweet and all, but there's no cannibalism.
Not that you know
cannibalism. Not that I know
that
of.
That you know of. There could have been.
It does get cold in New Jersey. It could happen.
True that.
Oh God. So please watch it.
I know we could sit and talk about it for ages. I hope they've already watched it if they made it this far.
Yeah. If you didn't,
we just spoiled everything.
There is someone who watched our Lost episodes but has never watched Lost. And they were like, I don't care. Just listening to you guys talk about it is so funny.
Well, I mean, we're weird, that's for sure. We do get really excited about the things that we like, and we are really excited about this. So
I'm
glad that you said you're going to rewatch it, because I feel like that gives me permission to rewatch it. I don't know why I need permission to do that, but
no, you don't.
I feel like I need permission to because I'm like, I want to watch it again, but I don't. I'm like, but I just watched it, so I can't. I shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't want to do. But no, you got nothing else to do. It was like me when I finished Dungeon Crawler Carl. And I was like, well, now I want to listen to it from the beginning. And I had that conversation with me that you don't need to do that.
You remember last year, I think for 3 straight months, I didn't do anything but listen to Dungeon Crawler Carl I listened to it and then restarted it over. And I had to make myself not start it a third time.
Well, I've been falling asleep with it on. So, then I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, in chapter 19 of a book I just started. And I'm like, okay, I'll start it over again in the morning. But it's also cool because I download the information while I'm... And I...
Also, your brain is feeling... Your brain shuts down parts of itself as it's going to sleep. So you're getting information differently than you do when you're awake.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I'm enjoying it. Yeah. But anyway, so we will be doing a Dungeon Crawler Carl episode. I can't wait.
I'm so excited. Yeah, me too.
Yes.
You want to talk about us getting really excited about something? We're going to get really excited.
I don't even know how we're going to do it. I don't know.
We'll have to think about it because we could literally probably sit and talk 3 hours. We'll need to figure it out.
We might have to. I don't think I can break it into 2. The first 4 books and the second 4 books. I don't think I can do that.
Man, we can talk about it.
We'll figure it out. You guys let us know which way you want us to do it. Until then, where can they find us on the internet?
We're on YouTube and Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We have an Instagram and a Patreon, so check us out.
Yep, and until we see you again next time.
Stay unmasked and overstimulated, everybody.
Bye.